Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to get glowing skin in the winter time. This is going to go over like how you prep your skin, makeup, everything. It's gonna be like a full-on tutorial. Depending on where you live in the winter time, the air just gets so ridiculously dry and you want to make sure that you're actually like bringing life to your skin. A lot of like your regular makeup products might not work, so you might have to switch up some things. As always, we're going to be talking about how important it is to prep your skin, particularly your under eyes. Don't forget that area. It's very delicate and very important. I am teaming up with Dermalogica today to show you how to get glowing skin using their Stress Positive Eye Lift. If you've been around for a while, then you know, man, this is an OG product. I was at the the official launch for the Stress Positive Eye Lift. We did like a retreat with Dermalogica in Malibu. It was fantastic. So I kind of feel like, I don't know, I'm a little bit like, it's a fave, I'm a fave, we go way back. All right guys, so if you want to see how I created this glowing skin for winter look, glowing skin for winter? I don't know if I like that. Keep watching. So you guys probably know that I'm really big on prepping the skin. Skincare is so important, and not just like skincare, but what you're using before you actually do your makeup, priming. So for those of you who don't know, I live in Los Angeles. It's so incredibly dry here, but it gets so much worse in the winter time. Like I'm dying. I used to be an oily person. No longer. And if you've been subscribed to me, I feel like I've been using this for like 2 years, maybe longer than that. This is the Dermalogica Stress Positive Eye Lift. I do have a cold, just a heads up. So just all around, I'm sick, it's winter, it's chilly, it's dry. So first I'm gonna, honestly, my lips are so freaking dry. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on my lips. All right, so you can probably see from the applicator that you're meant to apply it with the, ooh, that feels really nice. You're meant to apply it with the applicator, obviously. I'm super lazy. I like hardly ever do this. I usually just like will put a little bit on my fingers and pat it out, but there is like a whole situation here. So when I do it, see, every time I do it, I'm like, why don't I do this? So I like to like dot it like that. But basically what it does is like hydrates under your eyes and depuffs this whole area. And because of the applicator, it's super cooling and soothing. So if you have like, I'm not prone to puffy eyes, but I obviously do have darkness and I want it to be nice and hydrated. But if you are prone to puffiness, this is like, oh, it's like a spa. Also, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably saw I shared, did I share my toiletries? I can't remember now, but they have like a little mini version, which is what I brought with me when I went to Florida for that wedding. Which is like perfect little mini size. It's also like good to keep on the plane. So what I love about this is that it's like nice and lightweight. A problem with a lot of eye creams is that they can be really, really heavy. You want to keep this in mind for your face primer as well. If you're using a very heavy, oily, thick primer, it might not mix with your makeup or your foundation very well. And that can cause like a lot of creasing or like build up in certain areas, or it ends up looking very heavy. So just keep that in mind. I'm also, just because my skin needs it, I'm gonna take a little bit. I'm gonna use this as my face primer as well. My haircut's so incredibly badly. All right, I just very half-assedly did my brows, and I might look crazy because I just put like a heavy amount of color corrector on my eyes. For foundation, I want to use something that's gonna be very natural looking and hydrating. So I'm going to be using the Kogendo Aqua foundation. This is in the shade 113. It's a little bit, maybe slightly dark and a little bit pink for me. So I'm actually gonna mix in just a couple drops of the color correcting liquid in green by NYX Cosmetics. This just helps to neutralize any red tones in the foundation. And it also has like a little bit of pearl in it. So it's gonna give the skin, it's gonna kind of like add to the luminosity. It doesn't really, I haven't noticed it change a foundation formula because I don't use a whole lot of it, but if anything, it just adds like a little glow. Kind of like mix that up in the back of my hand. The Aqua foundation is a little liquidy. And I'm just gonna pat that, my face. I'm actually going to be using a brand new beauty blender for this. I'm so excited. So I am using a damp beauty blender. I'm getting back into beauty blenders. I was like on a brush kick for a little while, but I just kind of feel like the damp beauty blender adds like a little bit more hydration. Be really careful around my eyebrows. All right, so I'm keeping the coverage very, very light because we really want the skin to look like skin. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of concealing and highlighting. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is basically a hydrating version of the Shape Tape. So you have really good coverage, but it's not going to be too matte, especially if you have like more of dry skin type. And this is in the shade Swan. This is also gonna add a little bit of coverage. This might be a little bit light, but just use a tiny bit and sheer it out. So obviously if we're going for glowing skin, you want to make sure that you're actually using, I'm just spritzing my brush because my sponge because it got a little dry. You want to make sure that you're using hydrating products. We're looking highlighted right now. That concealer's a little bit light, so I'm going to go in with the butt of my sponge and just blend around those edges. All right, so when I'm doing glowy skin, I like to use cream products for bronzing and contouring. Listen, I don't want anyone to say anything about this, all right? Emotionally prepare yourself. I have been using the KKW Beauty Contour Sticks, all right? Most of you guys have probably seen my video. I feel like I'm gonna have to do a follow-up video about that and what I, like my current thoughts, but I got some of the, like the single sticks, so they're not double-sided. I got a contour shade and then I got like a bronze shade. So that's what I'm gonna be using today. We'll get into this in detail at a later date. So this is light medium and this is like, just, it's such a good contour shade. And I'm going to buff that out with my NYX, whatever this brush is. I think creams just kind of help keep things lightweight and it prevents the rest of your makeup from looking cakey or powdery. All right, now that I have the contour down, I'm going to go in with the medium contour, well, it's a contour stick, but I'm going to use this to bronze because it's much warmer. And to blend that out, I'm using the Morphe G40 brush. I'm actually going to take a little bit of that contour stick, but I just want to do like a little bit of definition around the eyes, just like a tiny bit. And then honestly, I'm just going to blend that out with my finger. Give like a little bit of definition and then just set it with a powder. All right, so I want to keep this look soft overall. Obviously, we're trying to go for glowing skin, so I don't want to go crazy with the powder, but I obviously do want to set my under eye and, I don't know, any areas that tend to get like more oily or tend to fade throughout the day. But you don't want to use something that's going to be like ridiculously mattifying. So I'm actually going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. What I like about this is that it mattifies the skin to an extent. It definitely is a great setting powder, but it doesn't make the skin look like too matte in any way. I don't know how, you guys probably can't like really see, but it kind of has like its own glow. So I want to like really brighten this area of my eyes. All right, now I'm just going to go in and set with a little bit of that powder. I'm gonna use a tiny amount and just focus it in the areas that like really, really need it. I don't wanna go too heavy. Now what I'm gonna do is take my sponge and just press over that powder. I like to kind of just like press it into the skin afterwards, and you just wanna use like gentle motions, otherwise you can remove the product. I'm gonna take a little bit of that powder up on my eyelids, just basically setting the crease so it's not all shiny. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of that powder on the butt of my sponge, just a tiny bit. And I'm going to set the areas that like tend to get, I don't know, like creasing or tend to get like kind of oily throughout the day. Now you can obviously use like a cream blush, but I'm gonna use this one by Charlotte Tilbury. This is Cheek to Chic. So it has sort of like a lighter sort of luminous outer ring and then the inner part of the blush that's like a little bit more pigmented, but it's very, very sheer and soft. And then you know what, while we're here, just to like kind of include the eyes a little bit, just to keep the glow going, I am going to use this cream eyeshadow. This is from the Kylie Jenner like Kylie Cosmetics winter collection. This is in the shade Snowflake. I'm actually going to pop a little bit of that on my inner corner as well. That's a little intense. Not sure how I'm feeling about that. It's not really setting, it's just kind of like heavy. For highlight, I'm going to be using the Becca Cosmetics Glow Glaze stick. Personally, I think like a balm is going to just really like intensify the glow. So this is kind of like a nice nude. It's got almost a little bit of a pink shift. I'm just going to apply this to the tips of my fingers. Just kind of pat it on the high points of the face. So it's much less of a highlight and more of just like, well, it's a glow glaze stick. So it really just gives your skin like that nice, healthy, natural glow. All right, so I just went in with some mascara and I popped on the Desire Lashes by Socialize. And I'll be honest with you, I butchered this lash application, but we're ignoring that. So for lips, I wanna do a gloss because I wanna kind of keep with the whole glowy situation. I'm gonna line my lips with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Pencil. This is in Pillow Talk. I'm going to do a little bit of contouring with the Bite Beauty lip pencil. This is in number 36. All right, now I'm going to go in with the Kylie gloss because my lips are in desperate need of hydration right now. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you feel like you went in a little bit too hard with powders in the areas that you like get a little bit oily, you can obviously go in with like a setting spray or MAC Fix Plus to bring back a little bit more hydration, maybe if you're a little bit drier. I didn't really feel the need to do that though. As always, make sure that you are prepping your skin for your makeup, otherwise it's not gonna look good. I highly recommend the Stress Positive Eye Lift if you guys are looking for some kind of an eye cream. You can use this day and night. It's not just for when you're like wearing makeup, but I mean, it makes my under eyes look so good. So that's pretty much when I use it. Dermalogica has a bunch of gift sets right now. It's like the perfect idea for a Christmas gift if you can't think of anything. I feel like a lot of people don't want to spend the money on good skincare. I don't know why, but it's probably one of the most important things that you should spend money on. If you're interested, you could obviously just buy it for yourself. But if you're interested in giving some skincare as a gift, you should check out the Ultimate Cleanse and Glow Trio gift set. You guys have heard me talk about these products a million times, I'm sure. The Daily Microfoliant, the Special Cleansing Gel, and the Pre-Cleanse. I kind of go back and forth between the balm and the original Pre-Cleanse. This is like an oil. But you can get all of these products for $90, and originally, like if bought separately, it's worth $140, so it's a pretty good deal. So I do recommend getting one for yourself if you are picking up gifts. That's what I would do. Also, you're probably going to want to follow me on Instagram. If you don't, just saying something might be coming up. Hint, hint, maybe a giveaway. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in any of these products, I will have everything listed down below in the description. And thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.